I'm going to wait for it to pop up on here before I do anything else. Okay, it is live. It's streaming at 20 frames per second, and the encoding is high, but I don't fucking care. It doesn't matter to me. Okay, it's coming up on Twitch. Anything else? Okay, it is live. It's streaming at 20 frames per second, and the encoding is high.
There's gonna be...
I don't fucking care. It doesn't matter to me. Okay, it's coming up on Twitch. Okay, I wanted to make sure that you could hear that it could hear you as well before I start fucking with things again.
Red Fox.
Okay, now I have to repost links everywhere because everything else fucked up last time.
But we're up.
We're trying to get ourselves. Oh God, I've only said we're trying to get ourselves up, which said like we were trying to get boners.
We're a little delayed. A little, so if anybody was like, I know I just said that, or I said that 20 minutes ago, just, don't have a cow, please.
Now, I gotta post on fucking Twitter about it too, or nobody will know that we're streaming.
Hang on, I saw a post, and it was so me. I had to retweet it.
I can still fucking hear them. Like, my mic is still picking them up in the other room.
We've got an echo.
Wait, what? I've got an echo. What echo do we have?
Like, is it bad?
The only person's going to watch. I will eat you, Taylor. Wonder why we have an echo.
Probably because there's two mics right beside each other.
Well, scoot farther away, faggot. No, I'm kidding. Don't scoot too far away. Okay. I'm going to hit the record button. Hopefully nothing crashes. Alright. We're going to start in... Okay, I don't have an echo, so Taylor's a liar. I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the first podcast that is yet unnamed. My name is Zach, and this is Huck behind me.
I am Huck.
And everything will probably start crashing in the middle of this stream, but I do not care at the moment, because I'm trying to fix everything. We would like to welcome you to the first general gaming podcast hosted by both of us. We're going to start out with a little section that I call the news. This week in the news. Alright, this week in the news. So it appears that Silent Hills has been
this week in the news.
Konami and Hideo Kojima. Any thoughts on that?
I'm pissed is my first thought because I was looking forward to it. I'm a big Silent Hill fan, and I got the playable teaser and all that, and I played it, and of course I thought it was the shiz. And Norman Reedus went. They had a bunch of big names in it, and they dropped it like a sack of asses.
Yeah, it crashed pretty fast, but Konami is quoted in saying to Kotaku that Konami is committed to new Silent Hill titles. However, the embryonic Silent Hills project developed with Guillermo del Toro and featuring the likeness of Norman Reedus will not be continued. What are you talking about? I don't know what she's talking about. Do you know what she's talking about?
It's fine. She said whatever it is, it's gone now.
It doesn't matter. In other news, though,
PT was pulled from
PT was pulled from the PlayStation Network store, so it is going to be pulled the 29th, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
Is when it's supposed to be pulled. It's either the 29th or the 30th that PT is going to be pulled, so if you want to get a hold of that, you should probably go ahead and download that.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with, Hideo and shit.
There was quite a bit of tension between that for some reason. I'm not sure why. He's been with Konami for a while now, and he's been doing games with Konami since, Metal Gear, not Metal Gear Solid, but just Metal Gear.
He is that company's cash cow baby.
Yeah, he makes him quite a bit of money. Nightcrawler has been confirmed for, was it Avengers Civil War?
No, Nightcrawler has been for X-Men Apocalypse.
Oh, X-Men Apocalypse, yeah, sorry.
That would be very odd.
That would be very, very odd, if they brought Nightcrawler into an Avengers movie.
George!
But Nightcrawler has been confirmed for X-Men Apocalypse, so that is cool. But the bad thing is that Hugh Jackman may not be Wolverine in this one because he said he doesn't want to do it anymore.
He doesn't want to do it anymore. And neither does Robert Downey Jr. want to be Iron Man.
It's weird because he was quoted in saying before all of this went down that he wanted to be Wolverine until he died.
Yep.
And then he just up and says he doesn't want to do it anymore.
I guess you get sick of it.
I mean, I guess he would too. How long has he been Wolverine now? It's been a good while. Since the first X-Men movie, and that was, what, early 2000s maybe?
It was definitely early 2000s. I was too much of a little guy.
Yeah, you were really young then.
Yep.
You're significantly younger than me. I keep forgetting about that.
Yep.
So far, some of the top-rated games on IGN's website include Shovel Knight and Grand Theft Auto 5 that were released this month.
I've never played Shovel Knight.
I have never played Shovel Knight either, but a couple of my friends run praise by it. So some of the top-rated games for this month on IGN are Grand Theft Auto 5 with a 10, Shovel Knight has a 9, Xenoblade Chronicles has an 8.7, MLB 15 The Show has an 8.5, Mortal Kombat X is rated at an 8.4, Titan Souls, which is a current favorite between us because we really want to play it, is rated at an 8, and Neverwinter, surprisingly, which is a free MMORPG by Dungeons & Dragons, is rated at 7.3. Don't know why that's on there for this month, though. Neverwinter's been out for a while.
It has been out for a while. But there's Assassin's Creed, Chronicles China's been out for a bit, too, I think.
Yeah. I don't know what Dungeons 2 is.
No.
I don't either. Some of the popular games that are coming soon, though, include... these don't have ratings yet, which is Final Fantasy VII, Mortal Kombat X Mobile, The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt, State of Decay Year 1 Survival Edition, and Elder Scrolls Online Tamriel Unlimited, which is due to come out this June, I believe.
June. Yep, it is.
And it is also going to be free to play. There will no longer be a subscription required for Elder Scrolls Online, which is good, in my opinion.
15 months.
15 months?
Yep.
$15 a month?
No, I said what I meant. I meant what I said.
It's that West Virginian coming out in you. You're getting angry over nonsensical things. It took us a little while to get this podcast up and running due to the fact that...
Oh, God.
Someone in the chat room has mentioned Five Nights at Freddy's 4.
Okay, my thoughts on Five Nights at Freddy's, you got me going, is I liked the story. The game itself it's different. Shitty, but different. And as soon as the first one was released, it was like, hey, this is successful. Let's release one every 2 months because we are an indie company. Every 2 months, let's modify it just a little bit.
I don't like Five Nights at Freddy's. And I just think I don't like it because it's a crappy game, to be honest with you. It's nothing but a bunch of random GIFs slammed into a still sequence. It looks like it was made in the 90s. On Windows 98, to be completely honest with you. I just don't like it. I don't think it's fun.
I mean, the whole reason why it's so popular is because of the story. No one just, I'm going to go home and play some Five Nights at Freddy's. No one does that. I promise you no one does that.
No one plays it because they enjoy it. They're just as passionate about the lore as what, we are with Dark Souls and Elder Scrolls and stuff like that.
I mean, people like the lore because there was speculations and bullshit. I thought, who do you think killed the kid, purple guy and stuff like that? It's just it's dumb. And if they make a movie of it, I'm going to kill myself without a courtesy of a suicide note.
I don't understand how they could successfully pull off a movie from a game that has a budget of $2 and a potato.
I read something that there may be a movie I was like, that's completely and utterly fake. But for the sake of knowing if this is going to happen or not, I'm going to read into this. And I read into it. And I know it's completely and utterly fake. And Nick Cage will play the purple guy. And Miley Cyrus is going to be the voice of Chica.
Well, I won't be seeing that movie. Because that is, I mean, not saying I don't have anything against Nick Cage. He's, an amazing actor, but he seems to take too many roles. And I don't mean that as in a fat guy reference, as in he eats too much.
No,
I'm just
like
saying that,
that's like putting Gilbert Godfrey as our new Indiana Jones. Like, that is complete and utter shit.
It's so weird. But getting off the subject of Five Nights at Freddy's, there is a rumor that the new Spider-Man movie is going to be called Spider-Man: The New Avenger.
And it is about bloody time.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool that they're going to put Spider-Man in the Avengers, but I don't know about the whole fact that Andrew Garfield's not going to be Peter Parker, because I thought he did a really good job as Peter Parker in Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay, what I like about Andrew Garfield is he's a good Spider-Man, but he's not a good Peter Parker. Peter Parker was the nerdiest, like, grotesque person ever, because it's like, I don't know why I'm so alone and I have no friends with all my expensive clothes and good looks. How am I ever going to make a friend? God, I'm just such a loser.
I thought he did a pretty good job.
Yeah. But we're going to have to see Uncle Ben die for a third time.
Yeah, we have, haven't we? We saw Uncle Ben die in the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire, and then we had to see it again, had to live through that torture again in The Amazing Spider-Man, and now we're doing it again in the new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what more they can do with Spider-Man. If they keep redoing the whole franchise, it's going to be ran into the ground.
So, I think there's a little bit of a weird difference between the Quicksilver that we saw in X-Men Days of Future Past compared to the Quicksilver that we're going to be seeing in Avengers Age of Ultron, who is going to be played by Aaron Johnson, which is the guy who plays Kick-Ass.
Yep.
For one, I feel like he is going to be more serious. He's not going to be as comical as what it was portrayed in Days of Future Past. But then again, he was a lot younger. Like, that Quicksilver was a very young version of himself.
Like, that was when he was, like, a kid. I mean, he was playing, like, Atari in his room with a bunch of stolen shit. He was a complete child. Kick-Ass by himself, like, that actor, I mean, when he was in Kick-Ass, he was still pretty funny and stuff like that. And when Evan Peters is not going to be Quicksilver, I'm not too worried about it, honestly, because I think that, I'm going to call him Kick-Ass, I think he's gonna.
He has no actual name. He's just Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass. That was a Kick-Ass movie.
That was a Kick-Ass movie. That was a really good movie. I don't know. I think he's a good actor. I really enjoy. It's gonna be weird hearing him with a German accent, because I've seen scenes so far, and how he's doing that German accent. It's really thick. When Quicksilver in Days of Future Past had no German accent whatsoever, which makes no sense, because he's from Germany, obviously, because Magneto's his father.
Yeah.
But,
like, my opinion on this, for the fact that I don't have a vagina and I don't get wet on Evan Peters because I don't watch fucking American Horror Story every Wednesday.
That was the kid from American Horror Story?
That's the kid from American Horror Story.
I had no clue. You learn something new every day. I did not know that was the kid. Is that the blonde-haired kid who paints his face up like a skull? Now, see, I can't look at him the same ever since Freak Show, because of the weird, he's just annoying in Freak Show, and the scene of him, plowing that 500-pound woman in his tent just disturbs the hell out of me.
The world ruined that show for me.
It's okay. I mean, I didn't like Asylum, which I don't think anyone liked Asylum. And I didn't like Season 1 either. I liked Coven and I liked Freak Show.
I liked Season 1 and I loved Coven. Other than that all it was a little bit of shock, a little bit of awe, a little bit of why, a little bit of suspense, done. And the one thing that ruins everything for me is fangirls.
Yeah, fangirls tend to ruin everything.
I mean, every Thursday I have to hear about the struggle of trying to hide someone masturbate with a fucking lava lamp while watching American Horror Story. It's like, shut up.
We're getting random followers on Twitter.
Good shit.
Yeah, like just random people flowing in at the last second after it was shared that we're podcasting live at the moment.
I mean, whatever floats the boat, man.
Hey, the more the merrier. It's just, Twitch share. And this was before Twitch share retweeted that the stream was back up for the podcast. Mm-hmm. So, those were organic. We're going to talk a little bit about ourselves here. My name is Zach. I'm 22 years old. I game a lot. One of my favorite series ever is Bloodborne. And one of the first games that I remember playing probably have to be Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo. And I thoroughly enjoyed that game. I remember playing it at my house with my best friend Dustin on, I think it was my uncle's borrowed Super Nintendo. And this is my loyal sidekick, Huck.
I'm a cousin.
Yeah, he's my cousin.
My name is Nicholas. I'm 17. I forgot I turned 17 last
He forgot his age.
I forgot.
Let that be noted.
The first game I remember playing is probably Donkey Kong Country on my NES. No, my Super Nintendo, not my NES.
But you wanted to talk a little bit about the first game you'd ever owned.
The first game I have ever owned in my whole life, I got it when I was 5. I got it for my 5th birthday. It's called Sea Monkeys. It was for the PlayStation 1. And that game is complete and utter shit. Back then I didn't like it, and I was 5.
Back in the day, I wasn't even allowed to play Super Smash Brothers when it first came out because I was told it was too violent.
You were sensitized.
Yeah, I was very sheltered.
Here I am as a 4-year-old watching Scream with my brother. Maybe a little bit of Cops. Might go slit some throats on San Andreas.
That's Vito's fault. We'll blame it on him.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of different rumors going around lately. I watched a video earlier about something about Adderall abuse in the pro Call of Duty gaming community.
Yeah.
Apparently, another pro Call of Duty player called a pro Call of Duty player out for doing Adderall in tournaments, and people are debating on whether or not that should be legal during, tournaments and stuff like that. Because obviously it's a supplement. It's designed to enhance your focus.
If you can do a 360 quick hit of that Adderall, I think it should be allowed.
It's 360 no scope while on Adderall.
Yeah, because I'm going to use that as an excuse anytime I play something multiplayer. I'm like, that's not fair, you're on Adderall.
You're way too focused. You need to stop that.
You need to simmer down.
Jared Leto released his pictures of him as the Joker from Suicide Squad, and if you do not know Jared Leto, he was in Dallas Buyers Club, and he played a transvestite with HIV.
I heard he was the lead singer of 3 Seconds to Mars.
I think that might be true. I'm not 100% positive on that one. I will double check that on Wikipedia at the moment, because Wikipedia is such a reliable source. Somebody could edit that to where he's like the lead singer of 30 Seconds to Dildos for all I know.
But people are going off on his tattoos. I don't think those are going to be in movie tattoos because Ben Affleck had a picture released with him with a bunch of Batman tattoos. They were all over his face. And he had, I am the night, and had the fucking bat symbol. I think those are just, symbols of, they just released. Even though they look cool on the Joker, I don't think he's going to be, that he has gauges, and maybe he listens to a bit of emo music. Wonder how I got these scars? You know my name, not my story.
Well,
he's not going to be a faggot.
According to Wikipedia, he is the lead vocalist and multi-instrumentalist and main songwriter for 30 Seconds to Mars. He's been in other movies, including, Dallas Buyers Club, which I admitted. He acted in Panic Room, Lord of War, Lonely Hearts Chapter 27, and Mr. Nobody. He was also in American Psycho and Urban Legend. He was in Urban Legend as well, and Fight Club.
Ah, he was in Fight Club.
So he's been around. He's been around for a while. He didn't have a grill.
He has a decal on his teeth. They're taking it off.
Yeah. Someone in the chat room suggested that maybe he had a grill in his picture, But there's a lot of speculation around that to maybe Batman knocked his teeth out, and maybe he had to get false teeth.
No, they look like they're like. I thought they looked like they were like kind of like cavities and like.
They could be rotten. I'm not going to mention your name on the air.
You're anonymous.
That you're anonymous at the moment, and you're just from the chat room.
Anyone can see.
I mean, I know that anybody who is watching the stream can see this, but when it's on iTunes, they're not going to be able to see who we are talking to.
On subjects, what do you think about Batfleck?
Oh, Ben Affleck is Batman?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really have much of a problem with him. I'm one of the very few people who liked the Daredevil movie. Not very many people can say that because I enjoyed it.
I liked it.
I mean, it wasn't that bad. They're
awful.
I feel like they're going for like an injustice kind of approach to this movie because, you know, you've got Superman walking down that hallway and all these people bowing to him and shit like that, and maybe Superman might be portrayed as, you know, the bad guy in this one. Maybe Batman's supposed to be the good guy. But then again, Batman doesn't just target people out of nowhere. He has to have done something to get targeted by Batman. Like something pretty horrific normally.
I don't know. What's going to happen in that movie, and everyone knows it, because Batman is so, like, loved right now in mainstream.
I like Batman. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Batman.
There's nothing wrong with Batman, but come on, there's other superheroes in the world that you don't have to orgasm over.
Well, I mean, Batman's a self-made man, when most of the self-made superheroes' only power is they can aim really well.
Yep, but
at least everyone's not fangirling over Captain Boomerang. I mean, you know, at least he's not the talk of Suicide Squad at the moment.
No, but what's gonna happen is he's gonna fight Superman. His suit looks awesome, by the way, but he's gonna fight Superman.
You talking about Batman's suit,
yeah,
or Superman's suit?
Batman's suit. And they're gonna go at it. In reality, no what ifs. No, like, what if he had, you know, shot him into the sun, or you gotta give his full potential and power. No, if Batman and Superman fought in the street and they just fought with their sheer strength, Batman would want to fucking die with his parents in that street. Superman would kick his ass.
Exactly. I mean, Superman has superpowers and gets his powers from the sun.
Yeah.
He's not just going to be, like, he's infinitely strong, for one.
Mm-hmm.
He can move mountains. Literally, what would happen is Superman could punch Batman once and break every bone in his body.
He could flex his ass, and the wind from it would destroy him. But they gave him the suit, which is good, and I guarantee you, later on, they're gonna Superman's gonna start to win a little bit, which is supposed to happen. Then, I won. Let me go fight the Joker again.
Yeah, I have a feeling that they're going to cheaply put kryptonite in there somehow.
They are. I mean, that's just what's going to happen.
In other news, Batman Arkham Knight trailer reveals a dual-play fighting mechanic.
Yep.
So, Batman is not going to be alone in this one, surprisingly.
Possible co-op.
That would be awesome, actually. Has there been co-op in any of the other Arkham games? I've only played Arkham Origins.
Pretty sure there hasn't.
Well, that should be interesting. It might be fun.
So, like, dual fighting mechanic, which means if you haven't seen it, you know, when you play an Arkham game and Batman does that kind of slow motion punch or a move to an enemy, after that happens, your partner, which would be Catwoman or Nightwing, will, like, do, like, a jump kick and, like, completely wreck that person's shit. So there's, like, double moves and animations to each enemy that you do it to.
Not to beat a dead horse, because I know we mentioned this a while ago about Silent Hills being canceled, but Konami also pulled its stocks from the New York Stock Exchange, which is crazy. I mean, there's that's possible closure right there. They could be closing down.
If they don't get Idea back, they're gonna fucking close.
Yeah, they will close anyways because all of these games he's released.
They took his name off of Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, off the artwork. I remember that when they started removing his name from the artwork. That had to be like the biggest slap in the face.
That has to be the biggest kick in the dick.
I mean, that's his baby. He wrote all the storylines for it. He was the developer for these games.
That is legit, like taking something away from a man.
I mean, he's even in Ground Zeroes on one of the bonus missions.
Yep.
Which is crazy. Most of the time developers don't put themselves in the game.
I don't know what they're gonna do. They need to patch up or have fucking make up sex or something, but he needs to go back.
The newest patch for Bloodborne came out recently, and it fixed the unbearable loading screens, and it also fixed the 12-hour stupid glitch where if you left the console on with the game in it for 12 hours that the bosses got unbearably dumb. Apparently it was, game breaking. There was a duplication glitch in the very beginning, but they fixed that within, weeks of it being launched.
Yep.
Don't
own it, but yep.
So, I've been playing quite a few games here lately. I bought Elder Scrolls Online, despite all the pandering and hate that it seems to get from the Elder Scrolls community. I actually bought it. I got a discount on it, unbelievably, and it is Tamriel Unlimited, so I do get free to play. I've been playing it. I've been playing Bloodborne like crazy. Like, I love Bloodborne. Huge Souls fan. What have you been playing here lately?
I've been playing I've been replaying Dark Souls 1 with my friend, and I've been playing a little bit of Dark Souls 2 here and there, but I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter.
I love Monster Hunter. We need to play Monster Hunter again sometime. We'll probably do that tonight after the podcast.
Monster Hunter Stories.
Yes.
Thoughts on that shit?
The newest Monster Hunter sort of RPG style thing with the chibi designs and stuff like that.
Yep.
They're yelling in the chat room for us to talk about something for a second, but we'll talk about it in a second.
I'm saying, fuck with us, though.
Well, we'll go ahead and talk about it. Bethesda is going to start charging for Skyrim mods, is the thing. And I think that they said that they weren't going to credit the developers of the mods. I'll have to bring up another article on that so that way I can get the facts straight.
Which is kind of smart, that they're doing. I mean, it does suck. And I bet there's going to be a way to get mods without having to do that shit, but that's a good reason why people still play Skyrim.
Well, Skyrim came out in 2011. The game is old, and the fact that they're going to try and monetize something that should be free. I know that the fact that, the mod developers do work very hard on all of this stuff. But if what I said a second ago is true, and they're not going to pay these people because they develop these mods, that's wrong. I mean, I'm not sure if that's true or not. I'm trying to get my facts straight here. But,
a raw deal.
Yeah, it's not giving me much here. But I know that there's tons of mods. Tons of mods for Skyrim.
Tons.
And if we had to pay for every single one of them, we'd be completely broke. I feel like it's another way of Bethesda trying to cash in on something that was popular at one point in time. I'm still sore at Bethesda on how long it took them to bring the Skyrim DLCs to PlayStation.
Yeah.
I called them console racist for the longest time because, Xbox got it first. And they're telling me that the game is $20 and a single modded armor can be $1. You do the math. So that's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean,
at least they're not doing a fucking 2K pack set, a bunch of armors for $20.
2K's terrible about that. Stuff that has no value in game, just pretty stuff for customization. And
Customization is fucking addicting.
we know one person who absolutely loves customization.
I'll love it just as much as she does.
I like customization. I'm not gonna lie. Like
we whore for heads on Borderlands. I will sell my body if I knew that I would get heads.
the fact that I can change subtle colors on my armor in Monster Hunter 4 drives me nuts.
It drives me insane.
Like, if I could change the whole armor, like, for all of them, I know some of them you can, but if all of them I could change the color on them, that'd be awesome. Like, I just want black Barius armor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, what I hate about the armor scheme on Monster Hunter, sometimes, like, you get it, you can make a bunch of shit to get, like, you kill a shit ton of whatever the fuck you're trying to make, and then,
Yes, I'm talking about you.
and you go like, oh, I wonder what the color scheme of this thing is, and you change it, you change color, and it's like a little patch, like on your chin or something, on the armor, or it's like the feather in the bag.
It's like you're like, oh yeah, this is gonna look awesome. You change the color of the nipples.
Yeah.
Just
you would
randomly.
not believe how many armors do that. Like, pisses me off how much.
What's that? Tetsukabra. That armor, you change like one strip on the armor, and that's all that changes color-wise.
Yeah. The Skrilla armor, though, when that fucking spider thing.
Oh God.
The whole armor changes and it looks badass.
I need to get that armor. I just don't feel like fighting it multiple times. I still want Gore Magala's armor though.
I got Gore Magala's armor.
We still need to farm more since every 5 seconds we get booted off.
Yeah,
He got booted off in the middle of a four-person Gore Magala fight. Left me alone to fight that monster, and I'm not even high enough hunter rank to fight it myself. I have to piggyback on him, and it is the thing. I thought I was good at Monster Hunter. It proved me wrong very fast. I got destroyed.
But Monster Hunter Stories, back on that. It looks chibi. It looks really like cute anime because your Palico has a big head and big eyes and
Kawaii.
But you are a monster rider.
Yeah, I believe in the trailer they were riding a Rathless Wyvern. Or was it a Rathian?
That was a Rathless.
That was a Rathless. So they were riding a Rathless.
He's riding a Rathless, and it's a Japanese RPG, so it is open world. And all the monsters look amazing, but I don't know what to think about the character design and like the Palico design, because I'm just worried that they're going to change too much about the fighting aspect, especially.
I think that's one of the main things that I'm worried about, because Monster Hunter's sort of been the same since the first one came out in 2004. And if they change like any part of the combat, it's not going to be Monster Hunter anymore.
It's not.
Like if they try to pull some kind of turn-based crap on us.
If it is turn-based, this world will burn, and I'll light the fucking match to do it.
He will light the fire. You can't stop the fire. You cannot stop the fire of an angry gamer. We will rant about you on Tumblr.
Oh God, I don't have a Tumblr, but I will write the angriest letter.
He will create a Tumblr just to rant about you.
Oh God.
And he will make sure that you see it.
That sounds awful. I think I'd rather play the game.
So, back on the subject of the paid Skyrim mods, apparently they are only getting a 25% kickback for designing those mods. So Bethesda's like, hey, yeah, we're going to take your stuff, but you're only going to get 25%. So they're screaming in the chat room about how crappy the combat is on Monster Hunter. I think that he's just bad at it. To be honest, I mean, he did save me from Legracious. I will admit that. He saved me from Legracious. One more hit, and it would have killed me. And he walks up and hits it, and it dies.
Something I would love to see, something that would give me the biggest fanboy boner ever if I saw Monster Hunter, is a lock-on system.
That would be nice.
Give it to me. Like, Jesus, I don't want to have to go over and eat a bunch of ration and like sharpen my blade when I don't even know where you're at, so you can stick your tail in my ass.
Next thing you know, he's going to be asking for health bars. What's a health bar? We don't do health bars in Monster Hunter. We have to guess. Well, I mean, if they did do something dumb like add health bars, which to be honest, that would be dumb.
To Monster Hunter?
Yeah, to Monster Hunter, because that would defeat the purpose of the monster having to limp off, and us know that it's injured, and then it wouldn't be as hard, in my opinion.
Capturing that would be a breeze.
Well, I mean, it would, but no one ever wants to capture the monsters, anyways. We just, to be completely honest, we just do those quests because we have to.
Yeah. True that. No one really wants to capture shit. But I feel like if there was a health bar, it would be cool, but it wouldn't be Monster Hunter.
No, Monster Hunter really shouldn't have health bars. Exactly. That would be weird. I don't know why it would be weird.
So I think we should talk about some Minecraft.
Yeah, with the whole Microsoft takeover. Minecraft has actually been doing pretty well. I was surprised. I thought that the game would completely change when Microsoft took over Mojang, but they're not really doing much to make it worse. They just seem to be making it better.
They're just focusing on console shit and leaving computer to what it is because they know it's already famous and shit like that.
Well, the fact of the matter is the PC version is so far ahead of the console version.
Very. Like, we just got horses on console.
See, I haven't played the console version in forever, so I don't know.
I've got horses.
Like, and I'm a Minecraft fanatic. I own the PS3 version, PS4 version, the Vita version. I own the cell phone version. I own the PC version. Minecraft is just something that I obsess over, and I just haven't had the urge to play here lately. I mean, I will play again sometime soon, obviously, or else, I'd be the dumbest person in the world to get a tattoo for a game I'm going to go play for a couple of years and never touch again.
Like, I've been playing a little bit of Minecraft lately. I'm playing with someone that's on here. Like, we trapped the wither underneath our house. Like,
that sounds terrifying.
What I did is I made a room out of obsidian. And a box out of obsidian inside of it, and it was deep underground, and it was creative, and I spawned him, and I shut it, and he can't hurt you or anything, but you hear the noise no matter where you go in my house of the wither, and his health bar flashes. But you can sleep and shit like that, and I named him Seabiscuit.
I made a terrible mistake with the wither one time. I set up a trap in an adventure map with the wither, and accidentally spawned him when I was trying to rig the trap up. Accidentally spawned him in, and he destroyed half of this village that I'd been working hours on. I'm talking about probably 50 houses. And he just destroyed half of it, like he leveled half of it. It's just like he sees living things and he kills them. That's all he does.
See, what me and someone on here, you are, we're playing Minecraft, and we just thought it would be hilarious to feed Seabiscuit. So on the floor above it, we had an artificial farm, which what we did is we took a bunch of like blue wool and white wool, made like clouds, and we put grass and shit in it. And what we did is we put a little hole in the middle of it, and we were gonna push sheep down there and feed the wither, like a feeding hole.
Use pistons to push the sheep in there. Like, create like a platform with only one open end and a piston on this back end, and have the sheep in there, and just press a button for the piston to push the sheep into the wither enclosure.
No, but what sucks is that no matter what happens, when there is an animal in sight, that fucker will teleport. He will teleport completely and utterly. And what happened was, I'm like, okay, let's feed Seabiscuit, and I get a sheep, and I push it, and all of a sudden, and he teleports, and he like blows up the whole artificial farm. I go, quit! Don't save! Quit!
Trap it! Oh God!
So I had to quit and put Seabiscuit back in his cage underneath my shitty house. Like. Well, I built my house in survival, and then I was like, I'm playing on creative. I'll do something funny.
I want to do something funny. Destroy his whole house.
And I forgot that you can't spawn the Ender Dragon unless you know do a command on a computer. I forgot that.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was like, I didn't know you dropped his egg. I was like, you could take his egg and spawn it. You know, go kill him, take his egg, and spawn it in the real world. I thought that's how it was. So, me and my partner in crime spent forever, for fucking ever, building this giant obsidian box in the sky that spawned mobs like minorities. And it was horrible. It was the most terrible thing I've ever had to build. It was huge. And then when we were done, I talked to you about it, and you were like, "Oh yeah, you can't spawn him."
Yeah, I had to break the news to him about that you couldn't spawn the Ender Dragon with an Ender Dragon egg. The only thing that happens is you put it down and you hit it and it teleports.
Yep.
You have to have Silk Touch to get it back, is the thing. Like a pickaxe with Silk Touch. We've been doing a lot of local video game tournaments here lately. The first local video game tournament we had was Super Smash Brothers, where we played Super Smash Brothers 64, we played Melee, and we played Brawl. Didn't play the new one because I didn't know he was going to have a flat screen TV there. But the winners of those tournaments were, for Smash 64 was Cody Stanley. He won by a landslide, which, you know, it was only him and like 2 other people that entered, but he still won. He also won the Super Smash Brothers Melee tournament, and then we thought he was going to win the Brawl tournament, and he gets a worthy challenger, which was my friend Taylor Farrell. We're all friends. He comes and he beats Cody in the last round of the tournament, and it was hilarious. We thought for sure we was going to have 3 pictures of Cody on the wall, but then he comes in and stomps him and wins, which was crazy.
Yeah, I wanted to go to that. I was going to compete in the Halo tournament because I'm shit.
I'm terrible at Halo. Like, I had to spend the night at Best Buy while they installed like a wedding kiosk, like a wedding registry kiosk, and they're screaming about no one watching the tournament. No one was watching because I wasn't streaming them. That's why they want me to stream the tournaments now. But I had to spend the night at Best Buy with my boss so they could install a wedding kiosk, like a wedding registry kiosk. And we played Halo online for a bit, and we were the reason that our team lost. I will admit that. I am terrible at Halo. It was horrible. We also played Diablo, Reaper of Souls. And we went from level 1 to 22 on hard mode. We were there so long. Like, I had been there since 3 p.m. and had to stay there until 6 o'clock in the morning doing this.
I fucking love Diablo.
It is a lot of fun. They've done some updates to the monk class, I think is what they updated here recently.
They nerf him?
No, they didn't nerf him. They made him more OP. Like, he's stronger. I don't understand why. He was already really strong. But now he's extremely OP, is the thing. I never played the monk class. I liked the demon hunter.
I'm a wizard. 120% wizard all the way.
You always did really like the mage classes.
Yeah.
I mean, they're fun. Don't get me wrong. But I don't like squishy classes. Now, don't get me wrong, the Demon Hunter is kind of squishy in the beginning, but once you get better armor for him, he's pretty tough. You know, he's pretty solid.
The wizard can pack. He's not like, let me put on a robe and maybe this flitchy hood. You can get some pretty thick armor from the wizard.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you did get pretty tanky up towards the end. They're asking me in the chat room. I do plan on streaming the tournaments now when I get the chance. Though I will only be able to make it to one of the 2 tournaments per month, which really sucks because I have to work.
Yep.
You know.
I think they should do a Souls tournament there.
Well, the thing about doing a Souls tournament is it wouldn't be really complicated, but it'd be a little complicated. You know, we'd probably have to do Dark Souls 1. We could do 2, but there still runs the risk of invasion. If we did Dark Souls 1, it would be red summon signs, we would do it. Oh God, it's been so long since I played one. After Quelaag boss fight, Demon Ruins. Doing Demon Ruins, where me, you, and Creighton fought all the time. But the fact of the matter is, not everyone plays the same. We would have to use mules.
Yep.
And we'd have to keep remuling them every time we filled up the character roster.
It won't be too bad. We give them, we could give them one mule, make a build, select your weapons, and go and quit and save at Demon Ruins. You can fast travel there, you can warp.
Yeah, you could warp there automatically, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. It wouldn't break the game. You'd have no Estus Flask. Because we don't want them to have to run through the tutorial. Can you warp straight from that first bonfire?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yep. I'm 110% sure.
I have to look at that. I don't believe you.
No, because I've went into Ornstein and Smog's boss room at the beginning.
Oh God.
I shot him with a bow.
William, my friend, warped to that bonfire, just straight out warped to it, and ended up having to fight Giant Ornstein and regular Ornstein because it glitched. Smog was nowhere to be found. Is the thing.
And what we could do that with people. You make your build.
Yeah.
And you go and quit and save Demon Ruins, and when you die, someone quits that game and gets their character up.
Yeah.
And we could play like that.
That wouldn't be too bad.
That wouldn't be too bad at all.
It'd be sort of simple, but sort of not.
Or we couldn't do Demon Souls.
No. No, and there's no chosen PvP summoning system. It'd have to be straight invasion with Demon Souls too.
There's no red sign?
No, there's no red summoning signs in Demon Souls.
I could have swore there was.
Don't think so.
I
don't think there is.
I think there is.
I'm gonna look that up real quick.
Is there?
I don't think so. Player versus player. This is off Wiki.dot. Dude, I hate Wiki.dot.
But
no, it's just eye stones.
I like the blue white one, yeah.
The blue white stone, the blue eye stone allowed you to be summoned as a phantom. The white eye stone, wasn't it the one that canceled the summons?
Mm.
The black eye stone. What did the black eye stone do? Allow you to invade another player in the world as a black phantom. So the black eye stone allowed you to invade the other player's world in the other player's world as a black phantom. No, yeah, there is a red one. There's a red eye stone.
The red one puts you on the ground, and the black one makes you invade.
I never knew that. I've never used the red eye stone before.
Fucking knew it.
I didn't even know it existed. I'll have to try that out.
Fucking knew it. We need to PvP.
We do. We do need to PvP.
I don't own a copy, but my brother sold it because he's a dick.
Oh yeah, you have my copy. I forgot about that. I forgot you even had it.
I've been playing it.
The World of Warcraft movie was pushed back again.
Yeah.
I think that it wasn't pushed back by a year. It was only pushed back by a couple months. So,
yeah.
So, that's good.
And there's a bunch of movies coming out. Apparently there's gonna be a Last of Us movie.
I believe it when I see it.
That's what I'm saying.
People keep sharing that poster of, I think it's called The Road, and photoshopping it to where it says The Last of Us on it. And everyone's like, well, that's The Road. And I'm like, no, it's the poster for The Last of Us. You're stupid. It's not. That is a poster for the movie The Road. It's post-apocalyptic. Stop. Please stop. You're being an idiot.
Any good arcade games?
Here lately?
Yeah.
Define arcade.
Like
Are you
2D
talking about
side scroller.
2D side scroller games? there's a new one. I don't know when it comes out, and it's going to be out on Steam. I do know that. It's going to be called Death's Gambit, and it's going to be like old school Castlevania. You know, it's supposedly inspired by Dark Souls and Shadow of the Colossus, which what isn't nowadays. Really fast-paced combat, huge hulking monsters that you'll be able to climb to hit weak points on them, like in Shadow of the Colossus. And I saw a fight. I can't stop laughing because after talking about movies, they just said they want a Gary's Mod movie.
That would be the fucking best movie I've ever seen.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be amazing.
It'd be so random. Like how would you go about that?
There would be a guy, the main character, looks like the scout from TF2, and he has the gun, and he's in this open space, and then he's like, I need some friends.
So he just spawns him in some friends.
And then he spawns, you know, a bunch of people from TF2, like spawns like the Heavy and shit like that. It accidentally spawns with the thing from fucking Half-Life. What's that piece of shit?
Are you talking about the antlion?
The antlion. He actually spawns a fucking antlion. And for some reason it keeps going and they have to fight a bunch of antlions.
That'd be the whole plot to the movie. There'd be nothing else to that movie. They're supposed to be making a Minecraft movie. You know that?
How the fuck would that even work?
Well, the people who are going to be doing it are the people who did the Lego movie.
What the fuck?
Just the look on his face right now.
No, okay, I can just imagine the beginning of it. Well, better punch some trees. Like, how would you do that? Would you give, like, the character emotion? Like, is it like a survival movie?
I don't see how they can give Minecraft a plot.
Maybe if they're gonna make it fucking adventure, to where, like, the only way out is to defeat the Ender Dragon. Find it, my hero.
Find the Ender Dragon. Find it. And kill the motherfucker.
God, that's gonna know.
That's gonna know.
Absolutely
Is
not.
Bloodborne getting a new update tonight? That's from April 9th. Bloodborne already got an update.
But
People complaining in the comments.
I
don't play that video. Stop that.
I'm the biggest Souls fan you ever seen in your fucking life, but I hate my own fandom. All it is people going, it wasn't hard, not hard whatsoever. What? Beat it with my butt cheeks. What? You're just bad at video games in general. What? Not so easy. God, just use Chaos Blade, dude. God. And complaining about bullshit instead of actually playing and enjoying the video game.
You see what they just fucking said?
What?
Have green speckled Hulk dicks on the big screen. That's a creeper. They're making fun of me because we explained how there could be a Gary's Mod movie and can't fathom a Minecraft movie.
Like, a Gary's Mod movie would be fine, but a Minecraft movie would just, you know, kamikaze bush monsters everywhere.
Kamikaze bush monsters. Is that what you call creepers?
Yep.
If you think about it, creepers are a very weird creature.
Do you know the origin of it?
I know that Notch was trying to code a pig.
Yep.
And screwed up the X and the Y, and the X and the Y axis on the code, and that's how the creeper was born. There's this weird deformed pig.
I also, speaking of BioShock, that Kevin, fuck it. Well, the creator of BioShock is
Kevin Fuckit,
is going to be possibly making a new form of Shock game. Like, not BioShock, because the Shock series is very, very similar to, Kevin Levine. That's it.
This is his name.
It's very similar to the Soul series because he creates them from predecessors like Demon Souls, created Dark Souls 2 kind of thing. System Shock created Bioshock and Bioshock 2, and then like Bloodborne was Infinite kind of thing. You know what I mean?
The fact of the matter is, I don't think there ever would have been a Dark Souls 2 if they hadn't gotten rid of Miyazaki in the first place.
Well,
I don't think there would have actually been a direct sequel in the Souls series if Miyazaki hadn't been removed as director.
well, the same thing kind of happened to Kevin Levine, like because System Shock was it was good, like it was it was really good. I played System Shock, I loved it, and they struck gold with Bioshock 1. People love
The really twisty
yeah.
ending.
Like, people loved System Shock, but they struck gold with the first Bioshock. So when that happened, everybody was like, huh, do you know that we can make money here? So let's release, Bioshock 2, which is still pretty good, but it's no, Bioshock 1. Let's release Dark Souls 2, which is still pretty fucking awesome, but in a lot of ways it's no, Dark Souls 1. I think it's going to happen, but he's going to release a new Shock game, and people are wondering what the fuck it's going to be about. Like, because System Shock took place in space, Bioshock took place, underwater, and if it took place in the sky, people are like, it's going to take place, like, underground, and, like...
In hell. It'll take place in hell.
In the middle of a tree. Like, what city is going to... It's gonna have to be a cool city, and people have to go find a way to go fucking insane. Then there you go, and a twist. You got yourself a Shock game.
I've never played Infinite. I own 1 and 2.
Let me
And I've never played System Shock.
System Shock's good.
I heard it was more survival horror-y
It is.
than
System Shock's the scariest one in my opinion, but I never found Bioshock to be scary. I found it to be a beautiful, twisted game.
They're mentioning in the chat room a game called Soma.
Yep.
That is going to be made by the same people who made Amnesia, and it's going to take place underwater.
What that's going to be about is, like, do you know, this lands on that person's fear completely. I have that fear too, in a way, where you are underwater and you can, like, barely see anything, but you hear, like, stuff in the distance echo, and it gets closer and stuff like that. Like, that fear.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be revolved around.
Okay, I'm a huge fan of survival horror games, but I can't play Amnesia. It doesn't even get to the scary parts, and I want to quit.
Really?
Yeah, like, I'll just, like... It's almost like I freak myself out when playing Amnesia because of its, huge reputation of being terrifying. I feel like if it didn't have as much publicity as what it does, that I wouldn't freak myself out as much while playing it.
Well, it's good. I had my run-in with it. I played it like full. I had my run about the time that PewDiePie got big on it. Of course I'm like, I'm gonna play some Amnesia, and I played it and loved it, and I'm done with it.
You know what's funny?
Huh?
PewDiePie is all the time trashing Call of Duty and stuff like that, but he started out making Call of Duty videos.
He started out playing COD.
I guess he just realized after a while how crappy of a series it is because it keeps copying itself.
He was good.
I think I've never watched any of his Call of Duty videos.
GQD, like 1v12s.
He got good.
He got good. But let me go back to Infinite. Let me talk a little about Infinite on behalfs.
All right.
The visuals are beautiful and stuff like that. They released a bunch of things on E3 that were promising.
Yeah.
Actually using your surroundings to kill masses amount of enemies and stuff like that. Not just, hey, there it is. Let me just do that real quick, and it's going to be effective no matter what. Actually using it. Because on E3, what he did is he used Bucking Bronco, which is lifting him in the air, and opened a tear to where this train came and hit them all. That had to take, like, precision timing and effort, and, like, that would have been awesome if you could pull that off.
You talking about PewDiePie playing Call of Duty? Is that what you're talking about? I lost track of what we're talking about. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Bioshock Infinite.
Oh, okay. I guess I can compare Bioshock Infinite to Call of Duty considering how much everybody hates it.
Well, I personally, it's the worst one, but I like it. I like playing it. It's fun to play. It's fun to look at too. I mean, it's beautiful. But
I've thrown you off track now.
They fucked it up completely. Like with the E3, because it was gonna be nice.
Yeah.
There was emotion coming from Elizabeth that wasn't completely annoying, because her personality is, I'm a girl who doesn't know who she is,
and I fight things.
I have a bird friend, and my bird friend doesn't really even like me. What am I? And that's her person. That's fucking her in like 3 sentences.
Why does my bird friend hate me?
My bird friend wants to kill me and take me back to a tower.
What
My
did I
tower
do?
wasn't a home. It was a prison.
I was in
Get
prison.
me out of here, even if you have to kill me.
Oh,
and
God.
Booker's, of course, like, hey, I'm gonna get you out of here, but not because I like you. I'm just a bad man doing a job. Booker, don't talk to me. I've gone down that road about caring about people. Never again.
Good.
And he's like this fucking 80s badass. But she looks beautiful, I'd fuck her. Booker looks awesome. Booker looks fucking cool. The guns are awesome. Shotguns and like sniper rifles were the shit. The Vigors were awesome. It looked cool. But the design of the characters was so shitty, you know. And like BioShock 1, I loved characters because I hated them. Like Fontaine, I loved the man. And he mind fucked me, you know. He mind raped me, but if I could choose from to do it again, I'd let him fuck me in the mind. You know.
That's a pretty good representation there from the chat room. I have a dark past I don't want to talk about, in a voice like I'm gargling gravel. Booker DeWitt.
Like Fontaine is the man, but you know, character design was good. You know, there was an actual twist that actually got you.
Yeah.
Instead of just, you know, because people play BioShock, it's about the same mind. I don't know if it's for the factor about we weren't expecting it when it came to the first BioShock.
Yeah.
The Infinite's twist, I was like, oh, there it is. I'm not completely wowed by it. I mean, it was okay. But if I can get, you know, wowed from a DLC from BioShock 2, that made my jaw drop. And not a game that was anticipated so much that it was set back 3 years. And you could sprint in it. It felt like a modern shooter. It felt like sprint. What's cover? You don't need cover. Sprint, shoot. Where's the next area? I got so much ammo. I'm fine. I'm completely fine.
I enjoy BioShock, and I enjoy playing it online until I get stomped into the dirt by a crossbow by a certain person.
I don't know which twist you're talking about, but for the sake of people
who haven't played the game, we're not gonna
gonna
spoil anything, okay? That'd be a very bad idea, because people would tune into our podcast and then never listen again because we spoiled a major plot point for them.
Someone right now in the podcast going, I love hearing about those games. Can't wait to play it.
Oh, I'm not gonna play it now. You screwed it for me. So we're going on the hour mark, so I think it'd probably be a good idea to end it here. If it was too long, that's not a sexual joke. If the podcast was too long, we might shorten it down a little bit. But
too long.
We just tend to ramble. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to co-host with him, is because we can talk about this stuff, and there's no awkward silence. We're constantly talking about it, and we'll just talk for hours. But I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode of this podcast. I'm going to go ahead and cut it right here, though. We will be back with a second episode with more bumpers. We're still new to this. As you saw when we tried to stream the podcast earlier for the first time, everything broke. Everything. Nothing would load. We lost sound. Cyberlink UCam wouldn't load when we were streaming. It just wasn't happening. But I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast, and we will see you next time.